of big emotions going into Friday Night Super Show. Sean, there's some doubt that your name is Big Sean. There's some injector to it. It's on your birth certificate. It's Big Sean, right? So Friday night, an I Quit match. Ellis Taylor and Key Min. This has been building for months. It's not just about wins and losses. It's very, very personal. But right now, our next contest is scheduled for one fall.
Well, guess who's back, guys? Commentary and wrestling, 2 for 1. I won the commentary, and now it's time to win the wrestling. See, I like to switch in the back, because I heard this opponent is really, really good at this wrestling thing. So you know what? I'm going to wrestle him. Just like in the 70s, you heard?
You're gonna wrestle him?
I'm going to wrestle him. Because you know what? Big game ain't just meaning for video games. It means in this ring, because I'm Big Game Leroy. Hey, camera.
Back, Leroy.
Oh, that's not nice. I have Preston.
And his opponent.
This is Preston.
Let's get up, Dojo Wars!
They like that. They like that a lot. Oh, jeez. Maybe I just. They like it. I don't know. It's kind of scary. It's scary. I don't know. They like you. That gives you all the power. And if you got the people behind you, I can't.
But you got like a power glove and all that other stuff.
Not that at home, though.
It's
Like, I guess a switch. Let me go to the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, making his return here to the dojo during the summer season. This summer he has a record of 0-1, fighting out of Brooklyn, New York. It's time for the big game, Leroy Green! His opponent to my left is the number 2 ranked competitor in the summer season of Dojo Wars, with a record of 7 wins and 2 losses, fighting out of Camden, New Jersey. Here comes the Boom Harden!
So is it kind of like Family Guy with Boom Goes the Dynamite? Kind of? Maybe. A little bit. I like that. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I think it's because I said I was going to wrestle. That's not all right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Ring the bell.
Singles action on this edition of Dojo Wars. Boom Harden and Leroy Green sporting the Spider-Man trunks. Got to ask him what he thinks about the new controversy in the Marvel Universe with Big Brother Sony.
I don't know about controversy in the Marvel Universe, but there's certainly some controversy in the ring right now.
Boom Harden challenging Jordan Oliver in recent weeks and basically being denied. Wanting a bigger and better competition and gets a big game Leroy. Perennial top contender out of the House of Glory. Been here in the dojo before. Helped House of Glory beat the dojo.
Yes, they did. And, you know, there's been big chips on all the shoulders of the dojo kids ever since that happened.
And Boom, though, will remind you he was not a part of that best of series between House of Glory and the dojo. Wanted to prove himself here today against Leroy Green. Maybe get some eyes on him as well with the House of Glory unit. Maybe challenge Charles Mason for that 6-way title that I know Big Game Leroy is very upset he's not the first champion of. Boom with a nice ankle pick and now working the knee. Trying to drag a bit of energy out of Big Game Leroy. Leroy's always a ball of energy, Jim.
That is true. He's bouncing around. You kind of never know what he's going to pull out next. But Boom seemed to slow him down a little bit here.
And Leroy taking to the pace that Boom has set, working the knee and leg of Boom Harden here. Leroy now floating over to his stomach, giving up his back, and Boom quickly into a full Nelson. Leroy floating out the back, and again with an ankle pick. And down goes Boom. Crossing those legs now.
They really just seem to be going back and forth here. Nobody seems to be getting the upper hand just yet.
A nice modified stretch, not quite an STF because of the arch of the back instead of the side and arm. Leroy having to give that up really quickly into a front face lock. Boom backing up into the corner.
Maybe buy himself a little time.
A little bit of a breather. Leroy quickly whipping Boom off the ropes. Boom blocking the momentum, pushing off. Underneath Leroy Green, big arm drag takeover. Really impressive here. And Leroy, one of his own there, Jem.
Yes.
Oh!
Wow.
Both men going for drop kicks and arm drags. And they're both very impressed by what they've got here.
Yeah, it seems like they've both got the same thing on their mind.
But I got the shakalaka. Get it? Boom, shakalaka.
Oh, and I don't know. That one landed a little flat on the audience there.
Y'all know this?
Leroy Green, I think, petitioning for a tag team. Him and Boom would be Boom Shakalaka.
That's what we need here, more tag teams on Dojo Wars.
We
do
need
have
far less of Boom puns, though.
That's true.
Now, Boom is claimed to be the backbone of the dojo. More than a gatekeeper, that's for sure. Looking to pick up a big victory here tonight. We talked to him a little bit earlier and the importance of this victory, maybe getting on the radar of Jordan Oliver and Young, Dumb, and Broke. The idea as well of maybe getting himself back in the position to challenge DK Meadows again for the Medal of Valor. It was just 2 weeks ago that Harden feels like he was robbed in his title match with DK Meadows, in part because of Jordan Oliver and Young, Dumb, and Broke.
Ow, what is he doing? I'm not a pretzel. Ow! No, I don't
He
care,
is
but I'm
not a pretzel, but pretty twisted right now. Boom's got him pretty twisted.
Yeah, Boom twisting up Leroy Green on this one. Leroy able to wiggle his way out of it. Armbar there by Boom Harden. Leroy's even losing a bit of his tights there. He had to wiggle out of there so much. Top wrist lock by Leroy Green. Boom now using the ropes. Ring awareness here by Boom Harden. Leroy off the ropes, tries a hip lock. Leroy rolls through. Boom, shoves him back. Drop down. A big drop kick by Boom Harden. And down goes Leroy Green. Leroy has no idea where he is, Jem.
Pretty square on the jaw there. That can really knock your socks off.
Yeah, we saw earlier tonight what one good shot to the temple, to the brain, to the jaw can do. They could put your lights right out. Poor Daredevil Dave Dahl. I understood. I talked to him in the back after I was kicked off a commentary a little bit earlier by Charlie Tiger and Ellis Taylor. Recovering fine. He'll be good to go on Friday.
He looked, really bad laying there in the ring. I felt bad doing the interview right over him.
Yeah, he got caught by Adrian Santos just a little bit earlier tonight. Harden, though, in full control right now.
Oh!
Big STO right into the turnbuckle pad. Leroy Green, I think, goaded Boom Harden in. Nice drop kick right in the corner.
Come on.
Boom may be able to move a little bit out of the way of that. Leroy rolled him in on the corner. Out of the corner, only getting a 2 count. Leroy giving Boom a little bit of breathing room here. Oh, big forearm. Right to the jaw again there, Jim.
Oh!
Boot to the midsection by Leroy Green. Boom gets whipped to the corner. Leroy charge in, yells beefcake, and hits a big back elbow. That's a different wrestler.
Yes, oh my goodness.
Are you feeling the X Factor? 1, 2.
No.
Only a 2 count.
How did he kick out of that? God, that looked devastating.
Leroy Green pulling out all the stops here tonight.
I don't know. I think the crowd's behind Boom, though.
You know, I've been very impressed with what we've seen from Leroy Green here there in the summer season in the limited times we've seen him. Highly competitive in every matchup. Last time out, put on a wrestling clinic with Tim Taylor. Coming up a little bit short. Rolling fireman's carry takeover. Oh, springboard moonsault out of the corner by Boom Harden. Cover 1, 2. Only a 2 count.
Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. Oh, that squished me.
Boom Harden keeping the pressure on Leroy Green.
Absolutely, and then Green feeling a little squashed.
Big forearm exchange now in the center of the ring. Forearm by Leroy. Boom held off before a nice European uppercut there, kind of trying to control the pace again. And Leroy fighting back with one of his own. Harden checking his jaw there. Again, you were talking about how important those type of strikes are. Big scoop. Oh, nice Michinoku driver style slam.
What is this?
No!
Oh my God!
A Kamehameha, down goes Boom. 2, no!
What?
Boom Harden and got back on the dragon way for that one.
My goodness.
Came back from the dead. Leroy Green has been very successful with that attack in the past. Very fun-loving, energetic guy, as we talked about. Headbutt to the midsection by Boom. Boom toss him off. Powerbomb! 1, 2, no!
What?
My word! Leroy Green is still in this, and Boom Harden is bleeding from the nose. Boom took a brunt of those strike attacks by Leroy Green and is still standing.
Both men have taken quite a bit of abuse in this match. I'm impressed either one is standing up right now.
You got to think if you're Boom Harden at this moment, is this what he needs perhaps? This type of victory, this type of matchup to get the attention of Jordan Oliver, our Wired Television champion. Big knee lift by Leroy Green after being slapped across the face.
A brutality!
A brutality!
What?
Oh! Boom took his eyes off. A brutality by Leroy Green. 3, and we have a huge upset. Leroy Green has upset Boom Harden.
Is he bleeding?
Ladies and gentlemen, the time of the fall, 8 minutes, 30 seconds. The winner of the match, Leroy Green.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my gosh, why did the guy hit so hard?
Leroy,
Oh, jeez.
you called that last move of yours a brutality, and there's certainly, by the looks of the blood on Boom Harden's face, it's certainly no less than that in this match. It looked like in the beginning of the match you two had a pretty even matchup, almost mirroring each other's techniques, but by the end you took the win. Tell me what you did.
I just pushed through. Honestly, in life things get hard. We come to terms with hard levels and boss battles that we can't beat. That Boom guy, oh my gosh, he brought it. He is as big and as tough as he sounds. And honestly, I could have lost that match, but I pushed through, and I'll have to do it again sometimes. That Boom guy's pretty awesome, right?
You certainly enjoyed seeing you in the ring. We hope to see you back. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, it was nice. Whew. Oh. Hey, you guys got arm slices?